I never stop thinking from the moment I get up in the morning until the moment I go to sleep at night. And when I go to sleep at night, I usually fall asleep very quickly because I'm exhausted from all the overthinking that I've been doing. Me having AUDHD, I do not have a dopamine level that is as high as the levels of a typical person. So I constantly mentally stim, which is internal mental stimulation regulation by internal stimming, by thinking. So, and it's a good thing if I'm creative, if I have a creative outlet. I really like the YouTube thing because I am, from the moment I wake up, I'm being creative and brainstorming, and it keeps my overactive mind kind of like if you're bowling in the bowling lane. It's like keeping it in the bumpers, because if not, I can be creative, I can spiral, I can go into bad places. I'm going somewhere. It's really pretty right here. So with us being AUDHD, or if you're ADHD, this might be something you do. You might physically stim. Kids, I was in internal hyperactive, which I still am. Hyperactive stimming, overactive mind. Other kids can be external. My son, my 5-year-old son's also internal, but you have external ADHD stimming in kids, and it's the typical title: all over the place, bouncing off the walls, can't sit still, constantly going from one physical stimulation seeking, whatever it is, to another, constantly, nonstop. That's the same thing I do in my mind. When kids are physical like that, when they're physical ADHD, as they get older, their energy changes, their physical energy changes, so it can shift to internal, and not be as much external. But either way, the brain is going to keep searching for that dopamine, and it's going to keep the desperation for it and the stimulation acts in motion. When I'm overthinking, like I said, I like being creative, but you guys, this is the thing about YouTube. You guys are seeing the creative part of me. I also try to share in my shorts, like the real of it, because I'm not always this creative, outgoing person. I crash, I spiral, negative thought patterns can go out of control, hijack my emotions, hijack the way I present myself to others, just make me kind of an a-hole. I mean, I guess I'm making myself an a-hole, but so it's not all rainbows and unicorns. It's easy to make it look that way if I want to. I don't want to, so I try to be honest. Overthinking is something that we probably all deal with, I'm sure, and it seems simple once I learned like the mechanics of it and why I was overthinking, because I had gone into my psychiatrist office multiple times, and I thought that, I knew about OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, and I knew that obsessive disorder existed too, where, you just obsess, you obsessively think, but I didn't understand the mechanics of it, so I didn't. Being AUDHD, the autistic part of it, I'm a bottom-up learner. So I couldn't understand, I could get the concept of it, but why? I need to know why. I have to know why. So understanding it from the AUDHD perspective helped me understand the obsessive thinking in a way that just looking at it from the obsessive thinking from an OCD perspective couldn't. So from the ADHD standpoint, and you start getting into stimming and regulation, and a horsefly biting my arm, dude, bro, chill out. You start getting into the chemicals in the brain and actually why we overthink, and it's not easy. Like it's really not easy. Depending on my thought patterns, because they never stop, I can go into depression. I can go into a hyper-focused mania type excitement that leads to impulsive decisions. It really depends on the stimulus that I'm feeding myself or exposing myself to. And I don't always have external stimulation. So I start looking inside, and if I feed myself a stimulus that's not healthy for me, my brain still gets dopamine hits from it. It still makes the chemicals flow, but it can be negative. It can send me in a downward spiral. So I've got probably a different perspective, and I don't know if it's right or wrong. I don't know if I know there is right or wrong, but whole thing. My perspective right now in my existence, I've spent a long time trying to stop my mind. Before I knew I was AUDHD, it was meditation, diet, cutting out sugar, exercise. I mean, anything that I could get my hands on material to understand, like, how do you calm the mind? How do you calm the body? Typical, and a lot of these things I guess would work for a neurotypical person, but for me, they never did. So my perception is I don't try to stop my overactive mind. I think my mind is going to always probably search for stimulation. And to create a tension between myself and my mind doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't seem healthy. Instead, I try to stimulate myself with things that I enjoy, that are not harmful to who I am, or my life, or what I'm trying to do in society. Long story short, no impulsive decisions, blowing all my money, blowing up my family. Been there, done that before. So now I try to find what does fit my life and what are healthy things I can do. And that's a big reason why I started this YouTube channel, is because I get to be creative. I get to talk because I have, my emotions and my thoughts can become very confusing to me. And it can be hard for me to, and this is part of the constant thinking, it can be hard for me to cipher through everything that's going on inside myself and come to an understanding. And when I speak out loud on camera, I realize that it can't come out in 40,000 things simultaneously the way that it can be inside my body. So it comes out in this one paragraph, sentence, word, and then it's cleared up, and then I can process it. So with me talking to you guys, it also helps me process my own overthinking. I'm done. I just wanted to talk about overthinking a little bit today. I have a super cool short on it. If you want to check it out, you might like it. I think it's cool. And then follow, or subscribe if you like what I see here, or what you see here. I'm sorry. I get nervous in front of the camera. I was doing it all in the truck, but I kind of like walking around. I don't know. It changes something. I don't know if it lets the energy flow through my body or what it is, but I'm going to keep making this stuff. I hope it helps somebody. I don't really want to be like the factual guru of AUDHD. There's a lot of books out there. There's a lot of professionals. There's a lot of people on YouTube. I just want to be the guy that shares my perspective and my experiences. And maybe you guys are doing dishes and listening to me chit chat in your ear, and maybe you're just body doubling. Maybe you just, feel like you're related to and not like a freaking alien. Kesha, Alien, again, by the way, great song. Always in my head when I say the word alien. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys being here always.